Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Cassill, and I am not here today. I have a sick baby boy, and so it's my turn to stay home. So, what your assignment is today is sort of two related things, talking about the electromagnetic spectrum and looking at what it can do. So, there's two assignments. The first one is what the Crookes radiometer can teach us. When you open this assignment, you will find an Edpuzzle. It might not display for me because I'm not really a student. Just kidding. It's locked. Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Cassill, and I am not here today. I have a sick baby boy at home. Arthur's homesick, so it's my turn to stay home with him. So there's two assignments today. First, 15.1, what the Crookes radiometer can teach us. 15.2, this London skyscraper can melt cars and set buildings on fire, from NBC News. So first things first, the 15.1 Crookes radiometer is an Edpuzzle assignment. Some of you may notice just from the picture right here, this is a picture of a Crookes radiometer. You might have seen one of these before. You may have used one. I know when I taught middle school, this was something that we had a whole lab around radiometers and how they possibly work. This is definitely the complete and thorough explanation of what's going on here, and it's actually really fascinating and has more to do with the electromagnetic spectrum and the nature of light than it does with the black and white sides of the vanes within the radiometer, which is where most of us start our explanation. So this is a very thorough video. It goes through a lot of detail. I wrote the questions for this, so these are the questions that I care about and I think are interesting and relate to what we're learning about and where we're going with this information. So this is the bulk of your lesson today. Plug in your earbuds, listen to this. I know some of you are in the habit of just turning on the captions. Uh, Please listen to the sound, and then go through and answer the questions. This is one that you cannot skip through the questions, and you will get a grade. Once you're done, I don't know that it lets you replay it and redo it without me resetting it, which I'm disinclined to do. So that's the caveat. Like the first thing that happens after you get started in here, the very first question that pops up is if you watch something and you don't understand it, rewatch that portion. I'm not going to reset the video. Take your time. Be mindful. You get one attempt to complete your answers. This isn't a threat. It's just the way things work. So this is the reminder that you get to click this rewatch button right here. This is the button. Even before you answer a multiple choice question, you can click rewatch and it lets you go back to the beginning of that segment. All right. Now, I also know that there's a few of you that Edpuzzle, Nearpod just destroys the functionality of your Chromebook. So if you're doing this at home, even if you're doing it in the classroom, it absolutely, you just feel your heart sink at the thought of battling your machine. My number one preference is do the Edpuzzle. 90% of you, that's your assignment. Do this Edpuzzle right here. For the 10% of you that just is going to add to your grief and stress in life, there is a plan B option. It is not as preferable. It's less supported. You're going to have to do a lot more searching for the answers. But if you click on the link there, it'll take you to this alternate assignment, Edpuzzle Plan B. It's the same YouTube video. It will not pause when you're at the right answer to the question, or when you've covered the content that relates to a specific question, but you can certainly watch the video here. Down below is the worksheet that goes through the exact same questions that are in the video. Your job is to highlight the text for the right answer. So the video is linked here again, just in case you need to find it. Remember, this is a tiny and annoying size window. Click this link right here and it will open your assignment in a full-size tab so that you can actually see it. When you are all done highlighting the correct answers to your questions here, don't forget to go back and click the submit button that's up here to turn this in. Okay? Don't forget to turn it in. If you need help knowing how you got here, because this is sort of in a hidden module right here, this is not in the list, for the standard list for today, it says click here to get back to this week's module. So you'll be able to find your way back if you decide, wow, you didn't mean to do that, etc. So 15.1, that's your first assignment. After that, 15.2, this is like the guy references this in the YouTube video, so I felt like it was really critical to read this. This is a real thing, all right? And I think they finished construction in like, I better look it up. Hang on. 2013 is when this was discovered. The building was still under construction. I think they finished it in 2014. But in 2013, this made international news because this massive building right here, I'll show you the picture up at the top. Bloop, there it is. 20 Fenchurch Street in London, England, started melting cars and setting buildings on fire. All from the same phenomena that make the radiometer work, which is about not just how light and energy from the sun can be reflected and focused, but in particular that infrared, that intense light that in most of our organic experience transforms into heat very easily. So this article from NBC News is very short. Like a lot of news articles, it's brief. It's even cut off in a few places. So watch the little YouTube clip from here. You can see pictures of the building in here, and it goes through sort of the news story about what happened. It's not that long. Read through it. There, make sure you watch the clip in there that shows the melted car. And there's a brief excerpt from the Wikipedia article that I selected for you that explains the physics a little bit about what's happening, or sort of like what happened with the heat phenomenon that occurred there. And then lastly, they've got a video clip here from BBC News that's, I believe it's BBC News. I'm going to have said that, and I don't want to be wrong now. So let's see, from Sky News, excuse me, in London, but they explain and show what happened in the video, or at that place. So they've got people on the street and they're documenting what's happening. After you sort of perused this news event, this thing that happened in 2013, answer this prompt with a paragraph, right? It says, the designers of this building obviously did not intend to melt cars or light businesses across the street on fire. Instead, they were trying to create an innovative design that made an ordinary thing, a very tall building, look entirely new. The unintended consequences, however, caused problems. Temperatures ranging from 196 to 243 degrees Fahrenheit. That's above the temperature required to boil water. How can we use this focused light and infrared energy to do something useful instead of singeing pedestrians? What could we do with this energy that would help people? Those two things complete your lesson for today. I hope you enjoy this very real world event and examining this very interesting phenomenon as explained in the video here. All right, I'll see you all hopefully on Tuesday. Good luck.